Hey guys, welcome back to the Stuff of Legend. My name is D'Lo, and I have a theory for you. I have something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Something I spoke to you very recently in a live video of was X-Men Dark Phoenix just dropped their trailer a couple of days ago. And in it, they announced that I think it was February 14th, they were going. This is very interesting because on the exact same day as Fox was releasing the trailer for Dark Phoenix with the announcement of February 14th, something else very interesting happened. Sky Network, which is a property of Fox, was then sold to Comcast, who was the rival in the bidding war for Fox. There was Disney and there was Comcast. Disney bought Fox. Now, they can't be a monopoly. Part of the law, I'm not an expert here, but I'm going to just put it in layman's terms because that's exactly how I understand it is in layman's terms. But they can't be a monopoly. They have to sell or share certain properties within Fox so that they can not have total control over, say, the news outlets or the sports or the like the streaming services. And because Fox has 30% of the shares or the controlling shares of I believe it was Hulu. They also have a 39% stake in the Sky Network. The Sky Network is what Comcast was bidding on Fox for in the first place, and they wanted Sky very badly. So that's why the bidding war went so high for Fox. So the same day that they dropped the trailer, Disney says, "You know what? Um, or actually, it's technically Fox, but Disney owns Fox at this point. Fox, in order for them to do anything with the Fox properties, they have to settle all of the legal jargon. They have to go and they have to get rid of certain things. They have, and one of those being the Sky Network. They can't have control over Hulu and Sky, and so they ended up selling. Fox sold Sky Network for $15 billion, which is it's a lot of money, and that's going to help to soften the blow that Disney just took buying Fox. Um, and so they're able to sell that to Comcast, who wanted that so desperately. Now, um, that's going to help things smooth over legally in the buyout so that they can move forward with all of the characters. And this isn't the only reason Disney's doing this, but it is one of the major reasons is for control over Hulu, and then also so they can have the other remaining characters in the Marvel universe, so that they can play with all of those things. Now, there's plenty of other things like Avatar, and I think it was Alien and Predator. Those things are Fox properties as well, so they're going to have control over those, and that's going to help to make them a lot of money. They're going to be able to do a lot with that. But um, very interesting that the same day that Fox drops the trailer, they also agree to sell Comcast the Sky Network for $15 billion, reducing Disney's debt. And a lot of people have been speculating since the drop of the trailer about if this is the final X-Men movie in the standalone X-Men universe, then what's to come? Almost everybody out there is believes very strongly that we're going to get a hard reboot, that the X-Men will be rebooted fully, all new cast, perhaps even all new characters. It could be a different time frame. Professor X might not even be part of the universe, which would be sad in my opinion. I would like to see Professor X still around, but I would like him to be older. I would personally like to see the X-Men quite a bit older in the MCU's take on the X-Men. I want a more mature, like Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey. If we have Wolverine, I would like him to be more mature. I don't want him to be like kids. I don't want him to be high school. I don't want them to even look high school. at the youngest, I want them to be like graduating college. At the very youngest, that's how I would. And obviously, there can be underlings and younger members that are coming up under these guys, but I want the main cast to be like the instructors at the Xavier Institute. I want them to be um, teachers, mentors, leaders. That way, when they show up on the scene, we can have them going toe to toe with say the Avengers. And I don't mean like get the X-Men versus the Avengers like storyline right off the bat, but it would be nice to have people in the universe with conflicting ideologies, similar principles but conflicting ideologies, and and then powerful enough to be able to jump on board um and just start rolling. It'd be really good to get that. Now, the Dark Phoenix trailer, in my opinion, looks very good. I really like what I've seen here. I like that Wolverine is not a huge part. He's not even seen in this movie. I believe he's not even in it whatsoever, but I could be wrong. They might have had a cameo there. But the purpose of this video is to talk about how they just dropped the trailer 2 days ago, and now we got an announcement that they have shifted the release date yet again. So it was on February 14th, and now the release date is I believe it's June. Let me just see. Yeah, June 7th, 2019. So it went from February 14th, right at the beginning of the year, to a summer date. And that's quite a bit further. Let's see. February, March, April, May, June. That's 4 months out. That's 4 months further than the original. Now, my thoughts as soon as this was said was I would be willing to bet that Disney is feeling very confident with um with the legal proceedings of the buying of Fox. They probably feel confident having the trailer drop, and it's getting a lot of positive buzz. It's getting some negative buzz, but it's getting a lot of positive buzz. And people have grown to really enjoy. Very interesting to see if this delay is not because Marvel is going to include some reshoots. I don't know if you guys recall, but in Deadpool 2, the movie last minute, the movie was already technically wrapped, but they went back and they did another shoot with the cast of Dark Phoenix, and they had the X-Men Dark Phoenix crew at the X Mansion, and they shot a couple cameos. It was really funny. It was cool. Um, but they went back to reshoot these things. X-Men Dark Phoenix just got a bump right after the Sky Network was sold, which was it's one of the major things holding Disney back from being done legally speaking, with the buying of Fox. So they can finally use the properties and make money off the properties. There's a lot in the road to come. They're not done yet, but they're probably feeling really strong having gotten rid of one of the major things that would have made them next to a monopoly, where their major competition, Comcast, uh, would not have had an edge in the fight with no sort of streaming service. Now they have that. Now they have Sky. So this is very interesting. They've already announced a date change. It's so odd that they would drop that trailer and then announce the date. Everyone's getting hyped for the date. Valentine's is a great time to release a movie. Lots of people are going to go to the movies on Valentine's Day, but now that's not happening. So it's very, very crazy. Interesting stuff. My theory here is that Marvel is going to try to incorporate somehow Dark Phoenix into the MCU, or they're going to somehow smash the universes or step outside and go to this universe, bring the Avengers to the Dark Phoenix X-Men world, and there'll be some sort of like dimensional or multiverse type of thing going on. We might get some sort of a crossover with the Avengers. That would be so cool. It'd be weird. It'd be very weird because the universes are very separate. I'm not sure how they would link these. Um, it's very, very confusing, but it would not be outside of the realm of possibility. It would be very cool to have the X-Men that we've grown to know and enjoy. For most of us, have grown to know and enjoy over the last. I think they've already done 4 movies, right? What was it? First Class. It was Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and now it's the fourth one. Now it's Dark Phoenix. So that would be splendid. If we could keep these actors, keep the crew. I've really enjoyed Michael Fassbender's Magneto, James McAvoy's Professor X. I've really enjoyed all of the actors who have been a part of this newer iteration of the X-Men. Now, I would also be perfectly happy if Marvel wanted to recast, reboot, start fresh, because there's a lot that I feel that they could add to the X-Men to make it feel more classic, or more in a classic in a modern setting. Taking it back, not being ashamed of the classic costumes, and that's actually one of the things I really enjoyed about the Dark Phoenix trailer, was that they had the blue and the yellow costumes, and everyone looks really comic book legit. Um, and so I would like to see perhaps more of that. Maybe they would get into more of an ultimate type of X-Men. I would hope not. I would actually hope that they would stick to uncanny, or like giant sized X-Men type of costumes. I really enjoy those. It'd be a little funny to see in live action, but I really, really would be down, and I think most people would be down at this point, to get a Wolverine that's not ashamed to wear the mask, to get a Wolverine that actually wears the colored costumes. That would be the best, because we haven't had that yet. In all the iterations so far, we haven't had that. So it'd be fun. But I do think that it's very suspicious of Fox to um, let go of one of their more monopolized properties, and on the same day decide, you know what, we need to change the release date. And now we have a new release date. It's going to be 4 months later. Let's check the timing of something really quick. I just want to see really quickly. Avengers 4 release date. What do you know? May 3rd. Interesting. Spider-Man Far From Home release date. July. May, June, July. Okay. Very, very, very clever. So Dark Phoenix would come out right after Avengers 4. So whatever takes place in Avengers 4, it might be able to converge universes, or dissolve one and build into the other, or maybe the X-Men, the mutants, somehow two parallel worlds. Maybe whatever happens in Dark Phoenix destroys half the universe in their universe, half the life on their planet. Ooh, this is interesting. What if half the life of Earth is sucked away, destroyed by the Phoenix Force, and then half the life on the Avengers world is destroyed? So the only way to keep that balance, the only option they had, was to converge two worlds that had suffered a similar fate. Interesting. Not likely. Very, very far fetched. But perhaps far fetched enough to be in time for Far From Home. Spider-Man coming into his world after that point, it'll probably have some answers. Not a lot of answers, because we know that Spider-Man Homecoming was, for the most part, very self-contained, and it most of the tie-ins it had to the world around it. Oh, excuse me, were based on um, the Avengers, the first one, and then also Civil War, and it didn't tie a whole lot back to anything else really. There was a couple other things that it was building within itself for building for Spider-Man, but not for um, other MCU films. It was pretty self-contained, for the most part. So that's very interesting that they would smash, they would push Dark Phoenix right between Avengers and Spider-Man. So Avengers 4 will hold the answers to what's going on in the world. How are they going to repair what happened with the snap? How are they going to get everyone back who was lost? Very, very crazy. Sorry, guys. I'm very tired. I've been up for a very, very long time. Work was murder, to quote Willem Dafoe from the very first Spider-Man movie. So yes, I think this is a very. I'm probably going to be thinking about this all night. This is going to keep me up all night. I'm going to be thinking about this for days. I'll probably even go on to DC Universe Online and create some sort of an X-Men character again, because I like to do that. But you guys, let me know down in the comments. What do you guys think about all of this? Do you guys think this is just business as usual, or does this seem a little suspect to you? Does the timing spook you a little bit as a fan, as it did me? Do you think that they're going to allow? Do you think that Disney's going to allow Fox to remain as Fox and continue telling its own universe stories, or do you remember Bob Iger saying that Kevin Feige is going to get the rights and he's going to get control and it will all be under one universe? Do you think that that means reboot, or do you think that means inclusion? That, I think, is the question of the day. If you guys um, are going to answer any one question, answer that one. Do you think that it's going to be um, X-Men getting a reboot to get included into the MCU, or do you think it's going to be inclusion, bringing the cast of Dark Phoenix into the world of Marvel? Ooh. If you guys read the synopsis for Dark Phoenix, these things are coming to my mind as I'm talking to you guys, so bear with me. I was going to close it off right there. I want one more thing. I want to say one more thing. The the family, the X-Men family, uh, is going to be quite shattered when they lose all trust, faith, and hope in Professor X as their unifying leader. I will be willing to bet that they scatter afterward. And if this means scatter, as in they don't really have one cohesive team, I would be willing to bet that we could find, say, Storm going to Africa. She might end up in Wakanda. We might find a lot of mutants scattering, running, hiding. Oh my gosh, how cool would it be if Fox was able to do Namor? What if Namor was in X-Men Dark Phoenix? I would be loving it. That would automatically be my new favorite X-Men movie, unless they did him really weird. Unless they like really like, if they did a gender bender or a race bender, that would be frustrating. If they did, if they should have, honestly, they should have like an Asian dude or a white guy or a Hispanic dude that looks like a white Asian kind of looking guy. Um, he always had like really squinty eyes, very Asian style eyes, but he also didn't look really Asian. In fact, let me point this out. He does look quite Asian in this picture. I didn't even plan this. You guys see that? That guy right there on the bottom, right there. That's Namor. He's got high angered brows, but he also has very like squinty looking eyes. Very, very like narrow, high cheekbones. When I smile, my eyes disappear. See? They like get smushed together. And I can't even help that. I try. I do my best. But it's the Native American in me, which is also why I look really like red right now, because I'm wearing red, so it brings out the red tones in my skin. Very silly. Um, but yeah, I would be happy if they did like an Asian actor who looks white or a white actor who looks sort of Asian, like either Zachary Quinto or what's his name? Shoot, who's the guy from New Girl? You guys are probably gonna hate me for this because I don't think his voice is necessarily appropriate for this or the behavior that he had in New Girl. But if he could pull off a serious role, then I think he might be the guy. New Girl cast. He's the guy that played Schmidt in New Girl. Max Greenfield. Max Greenfield has the look, but I've never seen him do a role that would fit and call for Namor. So looks wise, he looks good. But yeah. Anyway, I really want to see some mutants, guys. X-Men is my jam. I have two true loves in the comics. It's Spider-Man and it's the X-Men. And that's always been my two favorites, my joy to read, to watch on TV, to play the video games, all of it. Love it so much. And you can even see over here, you see 3 Spider-Man pops right in a row. I've got my classic Spidey, I've got my homecoming Spidey, and I've got my stealth suit Spidey. I've also got Wilson Fisk. I bought him because he's a Spider-Man villain. I didn't he This is the one from the Netflix series. Sorry. The one from the Netflix series, but which I love. But he's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. He's just a mastermind. And then also right there is Vulture, and then that one is Anti-Venom. I've got a lot of these. A lot of them are out of shot right now, so you can't see those, but it doesn't matter anyway. I'm just having fun at this point, and but nobody's awake. Nobody's online right now, so it's okay. I forgive you guys. You guys check this video. I mean, I enjoyed that, but that went nowhere, so that now frustrates me. It was exciting then. It now is not. It's kind of like the Star Wars thing. It was like the Force Awakens was super exciting, super hype. What's going to happen next? And then the Last Jedi comes out, and it's like it's all gone down the toilet. So that was a big bummer, and I hope that any teases or cameos they have alluding to future stuff would take place primarily in the after credits. Don't waste screen time. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. You guys rock. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure to leave a like, comment, please. Also, share this video with some of your nerd friends who you might think would be interested in this video or topic. And subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate every one of you guys who have subscribed to my channel. You guys are a huge blessing. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys, and I'm really honored that I've been able to keep up with even such a busy year, having my son, moving, all that stuff, with my promise to give you guys at least one video a week. I've actually almost tripled that number, and I'm coming up on what will soon be my 100th video, and I'll be able to very shortly celebrate doubly beating my promise to you guys in less than a year, with months ahead of us before the end of the year. So I'm really excited about that. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I love doing this for you guys and for myself. Thanks, guys. You guys rock. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off now because I've talked too long. But you guys stay tuned for more right here on The Stuff of Legend.